Hello, everybody. Let's talk about the blue moon. At the end of the month, on the 31st of May, we have a blue moon. It's a micro moon. Okay, so this is very rare. Of course, a blue moon is rare, anyways. What is a blue moon? A blue moon is when a second full moon happens in one calendar month. So that is pretty rare. But a micro blue moon is even more rare. Okay, that's when it's actually the furthest away from Earth. So the moon itself is going to appear quite smaller in the sky. But don't worry, I believe that the energy will still be very, very impactful. So let's dive in and talk about kind of what the aspects have here. What kind of energy is present, right? So this moon is in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius moons, that's going to be something really just adventurous and beautiful, right? So there's so much truth. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So Jupiter's themes are underlying this entire energy, okay? The moon is sitting right in Jupiter's house, Jupiter's walls, Jupiter's energy, right? So it's expansive and it's ready to bring blessings. I want everyone to remain as positive as possible at the end of this month because it's always up to you. It is your free will how you want to express the energies that are provided for you. Of course, you could overdo it, right? And energy that is so expansive can be something that you kind of need to remind yourself to stay in balance, stay grounded. So let's focus on how you can expand your mind, right? So the opposition to the sun, because that's how you get a full moon, is going to be living in Gemini, right? So we are entering Gemini season. The sun is in Gemini. That's an air sign. Sagittarius is a fire sign. Really sparks that adventurous spirit. It really says, like, hey, I've got an idea. Let's go check this out. Let's go do something new. Let's begin communicating about what's truly important. Gemini gets bored with mundane, day to day, how's the weather kind of talk, okay? Sagittarius can handle it. So this energy is really big, and you can get into the curious mind of a Gemini. You can expand that into a beautiful project. This is something that is capping off the month where we started on the 1st of May in a full moon, and that was in Scorpio. And I believe that energy was there so much so to bring up the depth of what we all need to heal and what we need to move forward with and what we need to be aware of so that now at this full moon at the end of the month, what comes to a head is pure, healed energy that allows us to really start and move forward in whatever it is that we want to be doing. Okay, what's aligned with the truth of who you are? How can you be expressive about that? How can you really just go forward in love and in positive energy? There's so much beauty with what is aspecting this moon. Okay, so we have Saturn in very positive aspect. It is trine to the moon, and that means it's going to be sextile to the sun. So both are very positive aspects. A trine is just such like an easy, lucky, beneficial aspect. A sextile is, you know, basically when there's an opportunity for something good, right? So keep your eyes open. Whatever brings you joy and you're noticing that, that's where Saturn's energy, that builder energy, where, hey, this is what we want to build for ourselves. This is what we want to be a master of. You're going to have those opportunities to notice that, but you have to pay attention. Stay grounded and present. This is definitely an energy you don't want to miss. The trine with Saturn and the moon, that's just going to give you that beauty, right? Because the moon is full, so it is bringing everything to a head. What have you been working on? whether it's self-healing or projects, anything like that, because you're talking about a Sagittarius moon, and you're talking about Saturn helping that come to life. What kind of area of life have you been forming, trying to build upon? What are you focused on right now? Allow Gemini's energy and Sagittarius's energy to bring truth to that, okay? Allow your mind to really clear and enjoy this time. Go connect with nature. These things are definitely, they're presented for you so that you can move forward with the assistance of the energy, right? So this is what I mean. Stay positive, stay focused on how this can be beneficial for you, and it's going to really expand you and push you forward into what it is that drives you to joy, that drives you to adventure, that drives you to be authentic in your truth and just feel beautiful every day. Okay. Um, the other thing I want to talk to you about is that the moon is conjunct Lilith. Okay. And in myth, Lilith is that feminine energy, that one that was exiled from the Garden of Eden because she wouldn't submit to the man, right? She was completely cast out because she wouldn't conform into whatever it was that she was being asked to do. She said no, and she left, and she was strong in her feminine energy. Okay. And what I see happening here, as it's in Sagittarius, a very fiery sign, a leader, definitely with the truth and expansiveness for sure. We've got that feminine energy saying, guess what? We're taking a stand. Okay. It's our time. What happens when you have that and it is trine Saturn, which is like authority figures, right? So you've got this beautiful energy saying, women, we're back in charge. Okay. We're going to bring our feminine energy into the world that desperately needs balance. And there's been so much energy around bringing the world back into balance. I mean, the astrology has said that for, over a year at least. And it's really just been highlighting that. So it's definitely pretty spot on to think that that is something that we're going to start seeing more of. We're going to start seeing more communication, more truth when it comes to feminine power. And this doesn't just mean girls at all. This means a balanced energy, okay? Every person, man or woman, has masculine and feminine energy. So this is just bringing that into balance. Now, Neptune is also going to be trining the moon. So what does that mean? Neptune is dreams, right? It's the kind of the illusion, right? It's like whatever it is that you've been dreaming up may start coming to life. There's just beautiful, beautiful energy surrounding this full moon to end May. Okay. It's a blue moon, you guys. This energy is here to say, it's time. Hey, we needed this extra energy to really highlight these areas of life that are all so positive, especially if that's your focus. Lastly, the sun is trining Pluto. That's a powerful rebirth, okay? Focus on joy. Make sure you are living in your light, in your authenticity. Allow things to crumble if they need to so you can build, Saturn, your new dreams, Neptune, and make sure it's authentic. What brings you joy? The sun, Sagittarius. All right, guys, this is going to be powerful. Let's talk a little bit more about the polarity, right, between Gemini and Sagittarius. So that's going to emphasize communication, thoughts, action, um, a lot to do with, social media for sure, any kind of data, any conversations, anything that really needs to come up in a way of moving forward, right? So we've got forward movement and we've got how do we communicate what we're doing here. And then we've got truth wrapped into that, a massive emphasis of truth, okay? We're bringing wisdom, right? Philosophy. Are you experiencing scattered thoughts or are you purpose driven right now? Is there a goal that you have in mind? Stay focused for sure, definitely. To-do lists, anything like that that can keep you on track. Schedule your life. Because often with a Gemini energy, that curious energy where you're just like, oh, I don't want to get bored. I want to overstimulate. Sometimes that can happen. So make sure that you are using Saturn structured help, to really keep you focused, because all this energy that's happening right now is assisting you to meet your goals. Stay focused and stay grounded. That's the best thing you can do. Um, and I like to ask really how this opposition is playing out for you. So, an opposition aspect in astrology are when two planets are completely opposite from each other, right? So, that is often viewed as a negative aspect. I choose to view it more as a positive aspect, and I'll tell you why you can view it either way. If you're looking at it from a negative aspect, right, it can be a tug of war. You could be pulling, and no, I want to be more expressive on this end. No, I want to be more expressive on this end. But why not think about it in a balanced way? Why not sit in both energies? Think about it in a positive light. So, as the sun and the moon are at opposition, we have the choice to bring the positive intentions into that energy. Use this time to allow yourself to say, hey, if I am feeling negative in a way, let me take a look at why that is. And remember that you can change that by becoming aware. That's all you have to do. Become aware, and then you just simply choose. Oh, wow, I can't believe I was clouded within that negativity. Let me clear that up and move forward in love and in joy and in truth. Authenticity is huge, huge right now. Be who you are. Don't overthink, okay? Is there, like a battle between what's real and what's a belief? What kind of, are you getting into arguments on social media? Are you trying to figure out what political view you have? Just collect all of that energy, be grounded and present, and you can really move forward with more of an easygoing nature. You don't necessarily need to react in any kind of negative way. And believe me, full moons are very impactful energy, right? So there's truth to that. It can definitely kind of rattle the cages, but we've got such beautiful aspects going with this full moon that really, truly, it shouldn't be hard to focus on the positive and really live your life in that joyful energy, because this is here to assist you. Use it for that. And bring Saturn into the mix. What are you building that will matter years from now? What foundation are you building? Okay. How does this relate to the big picture, Sagittarius? Big picture. Okay. Think about this. You have this micro moon asking for a macro view. Just allow it to really be soaked in for you. Neptune, those dreams. How are you building the dream life? How are you really bringing that into your daily life? Stay grounded, because Neptune can be a little bit of the delusion, right? The illusion. It can kind of make you float away and say like, oh yeah, totally, I don't have to be logical at all. But remember, you have Gemini energy asking for you to be logical. You have Sagittarius energy asking for the truth. You have Saturn's energy asking for responsibility and mastery. You have Pluto's energy saying it's time for a rebirth. Okay? Use all of this energy to become emotionally independent and structured in a way where you can say, Lilith, I stand for what I believe in. This is who I am. I do have balanced masculine and feminine energy, which, by the way, all full moons kind of bring that balance to you, anyways, because the sun is masculine and the moon is feminine. So, just like that, being in opposition, of course, it can be a tug of war, or you can bring it into balance. It's your choice, okay? Um, Start refusing old patterns, old narratives that don't work for you anymore. Take a stand, become who you are. Be authentic in your power, in your leadership, okay? Become a master of your own life. Neptune's assistance can bring some vivid dreams. It could be like some super psychic sensitivity. Empaths out there, definitely stay grounded. You need to be safe in your energy, go out in public and everything like that with a very grounded feel and a very grounded viewpoint, because you could pick up some emotional debris. Just let that go, at the end of the day. Don't go to bed with that. Let yourself just kind of bring out your best energy. Okay. Bring your best to the world, because that's infectious. You've got to just energize the world with your power, your beauty, and your authenticity. It's huge. Let go of old versions of yourself. Okay. Anything that is no longer aligned with you, say goodbye. I don't put that in my body. I don't allow for people to be abusive towards me, mentally, physically, or otherwise. I don't watch these reels because they are negative in nature. I don't watch the news. I focus on joy. Okay. Boundaries are very big right now, and you have to form those based on your personal evolution. What have you been through? What have you learned? What do you no longer want to happen to you? Okay. Build those boundaries in a respectful way so that you can understand, hey, this is what I need for me to continue on my path of evolution, of self awareness, of positivity, and in love. All right. This energy is really, really big. Um, reclaim your power. That's what we're here to do. Okay. And we are ready to be a community, with just a collective energy of this, but it starts with us. And that's exactly what this full moon is trying to bring up. This is everyone individually moving forward on their path. You have to consider what's best for you, because if you don't make sure that you're living your best, how can you make everyone else's life better? Be the big light, okay? Other people's lights will turn on, it'll catch on. It spreads like wildfire, okay? We've got a huge fire energy anyways. And air from Gemini is only going to help Sagittarius's fire and the flame grow bigger and brighter. May is coming to a close the same way that it opened. Full moon, bright light, okay? Huge energy, very impactful stuff. We have this expansive outlook now, right? So we started deep within in Scorpio, and we were asked to see what it is that we need to heal and transform and just completely release, right? Well, now we're being asked with Sagittarius to be aware of what truth we need to be bringing into this world. How do we need to live on a daily basis so that it aligns with our goals, with our big picture? Okay? This is a huge shift from inside to outside. We're being asked to bring what we became aware of out into real life and stop hiding. Don't hide behind fear. There's no fear that is going to bring you anywhere. Okay? Fear keeps you still. It keeps you in the past. It keeps you safe in patterns that you recognize, that your subconscious is aware of and can understand and process. But yet, sometimes those things can be scary. We can be asking ourselves to get out of a pattern of abuse. Okay. Of course, we fear the abuse, but subconsciously, we fear not being abused because it's something that we recognize and can process. It's not a good loop. Okay. Allow yourself to break free of that. Take that step forward in faith and in trust that you will be okay, because of course you will. It's up to you to say, I don't get abused anymore. I don't live that pattern. It's not my fault. I forgive myself for living in a pattern like that. I forgive myself for taking as long as I did to see that all I need to do is begin to step forward one step at a time. Build your boundaries, build that beauty around your persona, your psyche, your energy, your aura. Okay. Walk with your head high. Be proud of who you are. Hey, if there are things that trigger you, that's okay. That just says, hey, that was a trigger. That means I need to remember that that is something that I need to build a boundary around. I need to heal with that. Okay? That doesn't mean that you need to stop your progress at all. It's just telling you which way to go. Okay? Use those triggers to form your beautiful boundaries. Use this beautiful, beautiful energy to help guide you intuitively. The moon is all about intuition, okay? And then follow that joy. The sun, we've got the Jupiter energy. We have this big, expansive highlight on joy. What brings you joy? Connect to nature. Absolutely. Go for a walk, touch a tree, do whatever it is that makes you happy. Sit by the ocean, okay? Sit by a river. Just watch the trees as they flow back and forth in the wind, literally from out of your window. It doesn't matter what you do or what you are capable of doing. Some people may be struggling with mobility right now. Okay, well, open the window and just connect that way. There's so many ways to do it. Just allow yourself to really follow your heart right now and just stop being shy about who you are. Be exactly who you are, unapologetically. Completely shift into this new direction, right along with the planets, right along with the energy, right along with everything. The synchronicities that you see will be massive, okay? Follow those. Understand that everything in the universe is trying its best right now to support us in this movement of no more hate, no more war, okay? Coming together in love. And it starts with us. Ask yourself what it is that you need to heal from. Get a guide. Oh my gosh, get a guide. Get friends, get anybody you trust, get a notebook. Get a box of tissues, because you're going to go through it if you allow yourself to just cry it out. But that's all these little steps to take so you can move forward in who you are and who you are becoming, which what you are becoming is authentically you. It's what you've always been, but without all the nonsense, with boundaries, with respect for yourself, with your goals and your truth in mind. Move back into who you really are. Forget fear. Let it go. Let it go. Just allow this to be a total emotional reset, okay? Refresh your whole way of thinking, your whole way of living in an adventurous way. We're going to move into June with this energy right behind us, right? So it's like, how do you move forward with that? I always like to tell people too, yes, the new moon is all about new beginnings, but there's way less energy. It's a great time to plant the seed of intention, right? But on a full moon is where you can bring the action into that plan. What are you trying to start? You have the energy to do it. If you haven't started, now's the time. So definitely open up your mind to the fact that although this month did start with such an intense energy, it is a freeing energy at the end. Okay. This blue, beautiful moon in Sagittarius is really asking for you to surrender to your personal divinity. What are you going to do with it? Continue growth, continue moving forward in your energy, continue being you, just exactly how you are. Don't worry about what anybody thinks about you, because guess what? The more authentic somebody is, the more people like them. And that's the truth. So if you're worried about losing some friends, don't worry about it. They weren't meant for you. Okay. You're always going to be supported. You're always going to be surrounded by love as long as you keep your focus on that. Understand that not every day is perfect and it's never going to be. And not every single day will it be easy to stay in that balanced energy. But if you continuously try to and plan to and do whatever it is that you need to do on a daily basis to really uphold that energy, there's no way that anything could go wrong. Do everything in love. Be proud of yourself. Celebrate yourself. Okay? You've come so far. Everything that you do is just a reflection of love and beauty. Live it up. Okay? Enjoy this moon. Enjoy your life, enjoy the adventures, and do what it is that makes you happy. All right, you guys, definitely going to leave you with one sign of the day this time. And what is it going to be? It's going to be happy. Happy. All right, you guys, much love to you all. I will see you soon for the June video all about the transits.